For which country is the Taliban an immediate threat? And does India need to continue their infrastructure projects in Afghanistan after the Taliban's take over? Let me answer the first question, or the second question first. Should India continue its infrastructure projects in Afghanistan? As of now, India should wait and watch. India should observe what's happening and maybe have some sort of dialogue with the principal actor or actors in the country. And let's see how things go about that. India has gained a great amount of goodwill in Afghanistan because of all the projects it has done. Those projects have not been with the intention of projecting power in Afghanistan or with the intention of manipulating Afghanistan. They have actually been projects that have benefited the people of Afghanistan. Agriculture projects, the dam, etc., and much more. It has all been something that benefits the people of Afghanistan. And every Pashtun knows this. They all have an amount of goodwill and warmth towards India, including many of the Taliban commanders. So, as of today, India has done enough for now. India needs to wait and watch and conduct some sort of dialogue with the principal actors. That's about question number 2. Question number 1 is, for which country is the Taliban an immediate threat? That is a very good question. The Taliban is a threat for many countries. They are a terrorist organization. They are a UN designated terrorist outfit. I think the Russians are quite wary of the Taliban because let's see the map. The Central Asian region is considered by Russia to be its strategic backyard. They consider these are all the former Soviet republics, the former Central Asian republics of the USSR, and the Russians consider this to be their sphere of their sphere of influence. Now, so Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, etc., Tajikistan are all considered by the Russians to be part of their extended sphere of influence. The Russian military does military exercises regularly in these countries. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Russians did a military exercise in Tajikistan, just a handful of kilometers away from a Taliban outpost across the border in Afghanistan. So the Russians are quite wary about a potential spillover of Taliban activities or influence into the Central Asian region, which they have a great amount of interest in. That's number 1. Number 2, the Chinese are also very worried that the Xinjiang region of China could witness a spillover of the Taliban influence, and that could lead to another upsurge in separatist activities in Xinjiang. As we know, this Xinjiang region is actually East Turkestan. It is occupied by China. The natives of this region are the Uyghurs, and we know what the Chinese have been doing with the Uyghurs. So the Uyghurs have been fighting this armed conflict with the Chinese. There have been many terrorist incidents, etc. You could call it terrorism, you could call it freedom fighting, whatever you want to call it. But the Chinese are facing a serious insurgency in Xinjiang. And the Taliban victory in Afghanistan could spill over into Xinjiang. It could provide some sort of impetus to the Xinjiang freedom struggle. So the Chinese also perceive a great amount of threat from the Taliban. Now, let's come south. Which country sees Taliban as an immediate threat? Of course, it is Pakistan. We spoke about the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, which is in this region. If you can see my mouse pointer, the northern and western regions of Pakistan, the Pashtun regions of Pakistan, the tribal regions of Pakistan. And the Afghan Taliban do not recognize this line, the Durand line, as the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan. They have a territorial dispute with Pakistan. The Pashtuns have never recognized the Durand line, which was drawn in the late 1890s by the British. The Pashtuns have never recognized that as the border between India and Afghanistan. So after independence, it became the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan. But many of these regions of Pakistan are Pashtun majority regions. And the Pashtuns on both sides of the border seek a unified Pashtun country, Pashtunistan, which would be part of Afghanistan. So that is the problem for Pakistan. Now that the Taliban have suddenly become independent, so to say, of Pakistan, they will have their own nationalistic agenda, Pashtun nationalism, which does not recognize the Durand line between Pakistan and Afghanistan. And they see the Pakistani army, the Punjabi army, as an occupying force. And what we are seeing in the past few days is that in the Pakistani regions that are Pashtun majority, in the villages, you are seeing Taliban flags flying everywhere instead of Pakistan flags. And just a couple of days ago, I hear that the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan has declared its allegiance to the Afghan Taliban. So this could quickly become a significant separatist movement in Pakistan. And that is why the Taliban is an immediate, clear, and present threat for Pakistan itself today. That is the reality we are witnessing as of today.